everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Talk series Naukriyan Guftgu. In today's episode, we have a very special guest who is here to talk about an incredible journey that we can all relate to. She started her career with small steps, worked in corporate HR for 6 years, and faced a major setback. She lost her job unexpectedly and went through a tough time. But here is the inspirational part. She didn't give up. She took a leap of faith and started her own journey in HR. She began by helping students finding jobs and teaching them the skills they needed. It was challenging, but she turned things around. Now she is not only doing better than before, but is also handling a team and making a big impact by working with an NGO to train more students. The theme of today's episode is about exploring career options and making the best out of the challenges. Our guest story is a perfect example of how you can turn things around and create a successful path for yourself. So let's welcome our guest Lavisha Basantani, who is here to share her insights about HR, an important topic of exposure versus experience. Her journey is a true inspiration for all of us. So we are here to have a candid conversation and get some insights into the fascinating world of HR from Miss Lavisha Basantani. Welcome, Lavisha.
Hi, thank you so much.
So we are delighted to have you, Lavisha. So let's dive right in. HR often faces misconceptions, a lot of misconceptions, I say. What are
Hmm.
some of the common myths about HR that you have encountered and how do you address them?
Okay. So, biggest misconception which I have found is that everyone think HR is only for the MNCs or it's only for the big companies. So, I would like to tell it's not at all like this. Reason being, a company is always working with humans. Employer cannot do anything without employees. So, it needs a person who can manage their team because there are a lot of issues going on to the company, not only the financially,
Right.
but it's very hard to retain an employee to manage their emotions and bring out the productivity. This is something which is the first misconception, and the second could be we not only do hiring and firing, we also have a lot of work to do. So I think these are the two biggest misconceptions which I always face and which I always tell to the founders even that everyone needs a HR and they should always go with it so that they can manage their team effectively and efficiently even.
That's right. That's a great point. HR is so much more than just the paperwork. So
Yeah.
now let's lighten the mood a bit. Can you share the most memorable and interesting excuse you have heard from an employee for being late at work?
Yeah, this was something I still remember when I just became a HR. I was in a very initial phase of my career. One of the intern, we had a meeting, very important meeting with our international client, and I just asked that, what happened? Why are you late? So she said that I set my alarm according to Germany's time. I mean, this is something, it was ridiculous. Like, client was from Germany, so she set her alarm clock according to Germany by mistake. So this was the biggest or the ridiculous issue which I have faced, and I still remember.
I'm sure that is really an interesting one. So now let's talk about the future, Lavisha. Is there a skill you had learned in the coming years you would like to master yourself into that? Something that you believe that will be very important in working as an HR or for your personal growth?
Yes, it has been because I've always been learning with my experience only, and I believe that exposure is more important than experience. So I would like to learn psychology. It's not a skill, but yes, it's much more than it. I would like to learn it because it's very hard to understand a human. I mean, if a machine, it will give the productivity same regularly, but it is a human, so they have emotions, they have their personal issues, they have the festivals, so each and everything gets mixed, and I think psychology would be something which would really help me to understand more and dive more into this field.
That's great, Lavisha. So I also agree on this, that psychology is very much, it is basically for everyone. We have to understand everyone. As a parent, we need to understand the kid's psychology. As a spouse, we need to understand our partner's emotions. And as a as an HR, it is very important to understand the management psychology intentions as well as the employee psychology. So, is there anything which you feel that we can handle through psychology, understanding psychology, like development of empathy in the organization or emotional intelligence? How important are these things for a smooth working of the of an organization, Lavisha?
I think it's more important, and it becomes much more important into the startups. And as from last 5 years in India, we are getting too many startups. So what happens is there are the employees who are not too much experienced. We need to deal with freshers. So usually they have something at their home and they just come and it affects their work. It could be a happy emotion, it could be a sad emotion. So I think here the psychology comes in. We need to understand the people. Like, we cannot always say that you are not doing good work, you can just leave the organization, or we cannot say that we are promoting you. We need to balance it, because we also need to check the cost of the company, and we also need to keep our employee happy. So here the psychology can help me in becoming more emotional intelligence, and also for the employee.
Right, right. So, according to you, if we are able to understand psychology of the employees, maybe because of their personal issues, maybe of their any kind of problem they are facing in their personal life, or maybe due to the work of office politics, or maybe due to
Hmm.
some disagreement with the colleagues, they are facing some kind of issues which are making them more conscious about their efforts, and then they might be complaining more. This is what I find. So, do you
Yes.
observe, Lavisha, any, would you like to explain any situation where you find somebody is dealing with their own emotional challenges? So, how did you uh, understand that this employee is having this kind of frustrations or fears he's facing, he or she is facing some kind of fears or challenges in their life because of that, maybe the professional or the personal life, because of which their work is getting impacted? And how did you handle that?
Okay, so this was something which came up across to me when I was in a company in Indore, Madhya Pradesh, and there we were having two types of employees. One were who were full time, who were living with their family, and one were the people who came down to that place for working or for studying something. So here is what the point I realized: the people who there were the students, they were like they were thinking the office is their family. They were happy with us, they were sad with us, they were doing each and everything. So I think here also the psychology comes in, because we need to understand that people also. We need, like, there was a birthday of a intern over there, and she was not having any family member over here. She was new to the city. So I just thought that I should make it special. And honestly, when I just bought a cake and I just bought a little gift and some flowers, and she literally started crying. And she said that, yeah, I never thought that in new city I will be able to make a birthday of mine. So I think this is very much important into a company. We need to understand our employee, so they will also understand us and they will be giving us the better result.
Wow, that's really fantastic, Lavisha. It's a
Hmm.
great gesture for you. HR is indeed evolving. This is what I can say. Now,
Yeah.
speaking of challenges, like what are some of the common challenges that the HR professionals face most of the time?
The biggest challenge is retaining the employee, because retaining the sales employee most importantly, because sales is something which in one day it can come to a decent hike and one day it can come down. So it's very much important how we motivate the people and how we retain them. This is
Right.
the big, and sales is something which exists in every industry, in IT, in non-IT, in manufacturing, everywhere the sales is here. So not only me, every HR face the biggest challenge in retaining these people. And how I overcome it, I keep strong meditation session monthly or in 15 days. I talk to them personally, like if there is any issue, if they are getting any other job offers, if they are planning to move out somewhere, because sales always, they never think about ki we need to retain for 1 year to create our resume good. They'll just be getting a hike and they'll be just jumping out of it. So this is the biggest challenge. I always need to keep a check on my sales staff that they are happy with us and they are ready to uh, continue with us.
That's a great gesture once again, Lavisha. So, the people who are our audience or who are from the sales background, remember that HRs are most concerned about you and they wanted you to be all the time, they keep you motivated so that you can work hard and, and you should be happy at the company. So, always connect with your HR whenever you find any difficulty or maybe you feel demotivated.
Hmm.
So, HR is at the heart of many complex issues. This is what we can say. Now, can you
Right.
please share the most challenging problem you have encountered in your career and how did you overcome it? Although you have got a very beautiful and very inspiring story, Lavisha, so I would like to get some bits of it for my audience.
So challenges, there were many, because I started my career just after my class 12th. I didn't do my MBA and then I became a HR. I first became a HR, then I did my MBA in
Okay.
HR. So yeah, this was the, still I get the questions out of it. So I faced a lot of challenges. The biggest challenge was documenting each and everything, because whenever you are in initial phase, even if someone is listening who is in a very initial phase of career into HR domain, so I would request that you should document everything. You can take documents from other companies, you can take help from other HRs, because when what happens is, like, if I'm making an offer letter, now I'm experienced, so I can understand that what challenges a company can face, like of notice period, it could be of incentives, or it could be any asset damage. So when I was in initial days, I was not knowing that this can happen, or this can be the worst thing that can happen to a company. So this is very important, and I just learned the documentation with the help of YouTube, with the help of books, with the help of my HR friends through LinkedIn, and that is what I grew along with my career. And now I'm able to make each and everything systematic. Like, now I have written everything which can be the worst condition into the company. So this saves me and the company also a lot of times.
What an inspiring story of resilience and transformation, Lavisha. And also, you have beautifully described about the power of the community. So,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that with us. We have learned so much from your journey, and that's a wrap for today's episode. Big thank you for your wonderful insights. Now, what we can do is we can just have a small uh, rapid fire round, which will
Sure.
be like, knowing you for just in few.
Okay.
So, what do you think about retention in one line?
Retention. Making the employee stay into the company even when he is getting hike from another company. This is
Wow.
what I think of retention.
Stress in one line.
Stress when employee receives a offer letter and they don't join on the last day to the company. This gives me a lot of stress.
A policy in one line.
Policy is the game changer, I think.
Exactly.
This can make a win-win situation also, and this can only make you lose also. Being an employee also and being an employer also, both of it.
Wonderful. Initiatives, according to you.
Sorry.
Initiatives, according to you.
Initiatives. Okay. So initiatives, HR is just like a mother of the company. She or he only needs to think each and everything. Like, if Diwali is coming, we need to think. If Eid is coming, we need to think. If HR day, if IT day, if engineers day, anything is coming, any birthday is coming, we need to take the initiative. If we forget, everyone will forget in the company. So this is the biggest initiative.
Wonderful, Lavisha. Here are some situational based rapid fire questions, and that is like during team conflict, what should be your first choice? Immediate action or observe first?
First, I would like to observe and take the complete analysis, because it's possible for more. So every coin has two sides. So we should observe first. We need to analyze what the problem was, and then we should take any decision.
Okay. If you need
Hmm.
to deliver some kind of bad news to the employees, what will you do it? Deliver bluntly or with empathy?
No, of course, with empathy, because we are looking to work forward with them. If we'll say just bluntly, it would be very rude. And everyone here is not only for the salary, they are giving most of their life hours to us. Out of 24 hours, they give 10 to 12 hours to us. So it's very much important. I should deliver it with him.
Wonderful. How do you like to deal with the interdepartmental conflicts? Intervene, or let departments handle it?
I would definitely never jump in any interdepartmental conflict, because what happens is when I will jump in, so the conflict will become even more bigger. When they are doing it by themselves, so okay, either by doing their friendship, either by fighting anything, they'll be able to sort it. But when I'll come and I'll need to check with the policy also, I need to check with the rules and regulation, I need to check with the employer. So until and unless the situation becomes worst, I never go for the interdepartmental. And if anything comes to me, I just say that please do it yourself first. And if still you need my help, then I'll be coming in. And I just leave them for 1 2 days and then I go. I never intervene on an immediate basis. So
Great.
right there, gussa thoda shant ho, and then I go to them.
So, how do you handle unethical behavior? Address it directly or report it to the higher authorities?
No, I address it directly,
Great.
because now I'm on a senior position. I do know what can be the worst situation, so I address it directly, so it should not affect my other employees.
Great. And if you find somebody violating the company policies, so what would you like to do? Enforce consequences immediately or provide a warning?
It depends on what he or she has done. If it is something which is really unavoidable, I would definitely take a action immediately. And yes, if it is something that yes, I think that in past he or she has not done anything like this according to his behavior, so I'll be giving a warning.
Great. That is situational leadership. Great example. So, if you have to deal with the multiple deadlines, what will you do? Prioritize task or multitask?
No, I'll prioritize tasks, because whenever we are doing multitasking, we are not able to give result in any of the thing, because we think we need to do this also, we need to do that also, and this for every field, not only HR, for marketing, for finance. We should always make our priorities that yes, this should be done first, and then we should go with the another tasks. It would save my time also, and it would make me more efficient.
Wow. Lavisha, it's really, really great knowing you. You have given a great insight on the personal and the professional development. And I must say that you are a gem of the HRs because you are so much, understanding the psychology of people, motivating them, inspiring them. And I'm really, really looking forward for many more sessions with you. Thank you so much, Lavisha.
Thank you. It was lovely coming here and speaking. I think that I would be able to help the people who are aspiring HR or who are doing something and who must be going through any of the issues which we have already discussed here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.